So this morning, we have the Idaho Scam Jam Alliance and are very grateful to have Renee Chariton from the Consumer Protection Division with us of the Office of Attorney General. Renee Chariton has worked within several teaching and training venues for years in various capacities. She possesses a bachelor degree in human resource training and development with an emphasis in adult education. She presently works as a consumer protection specialist for the Idaho Attorney General's office and has done so for almost 17 years. She counsels, assists, and advises consumers regarding their rights and responsibilities as Idaho consumers. She is instrumental in helping to protect Idaho residents and businesses from scams and deceptive practices via consumer education and complaint mediation. Pre-COVID, she traveled statewide doing outreach on a regular basis to help individuals of all ages learn how to prevent a consumer protection scam from occurring and what to do after one has become a victim. The office is now in the planning stages to travel throughout Idaho once again. Her passion and her presentations serve to educate and update Idahoans about the knowledge and tools they need to protect themselves from identity theft, a myriad of scams, and fraudulent business practices. Welcome, Renee. We're super excited to have you this morning and looking forward to your presentation.
Well, thank you so much, and really, really happy to be here. I want to thank you for inviting me. Been a consumer specialist for nigh on 17 years, so things have really changed a lot. Certainly when I first got here to how they are now, and of course they're going to be much different as time goes on. But very happy to be here indeed. I'm going to talk about how to spot a scam and teach you the 6 signs that whatever you're experiencing at the time is a scam. So do I have someone to go ahead and do my pages for me, Karen?
Yes, you do. Dara's got you covered.
Okay, very good. One thing I want you to keep in mind before I begin is don't be scared, be prepared. That's a little saying that our office has coined, and it really means a lot, and it's easy to remember. So at the end of our presentation, we're all going to say together, I'm not scared, I'm prepared. Okay? So here we go. I'm ready if you are. Go ahead. Okay, next one, please. Scams. Seems like there's a million of them. What scams have you heard of before? Of course, in my line of work, I hear about scams on a daily basis, and I get paid to know specifics about different kinds of scams. But for regular people, learning all of these can be a bit overwhelming. But you don't need to know every scam that's out there in order to avoid falling victim to them. Go ahead and go to the next page. Really, scams from their inception are pretty much, they work the same as they ever have, and same as it ever was. Many scammers use the same tricks, but just because it worked before doesn't mean it has to work again. So you're going to learn the signs to protect yourself and break the cycle. Let's go ahead and go on to the next scam. Surprise! Scammers contact you with unexpected news. Imagine a surprise party. How would you react? You wouldn't have time to think. You'd just be there in the moment. And that's what they expect, and that works against you. Scammers try to catch you off guard. Being unprepared can cause you to do something you normally wouldn't do under normal circumstances. How do scammers contact us? Any way they can. Of course, by phone, internet, text, email. They've got you coming from all different directions. Go ahead and go to the next slide, if you will. Okay, first of all, like I say, they're going to surprise you. They're going to tell you and pressure you to act now. And so there's a sense of urgency. They say it's an emergency or time sensitive, and you have to act now. Something terrible happens or something good happens. okay? They're going to say, we're from Social Security. They're going to say, I'm from the sheriff's office, and if you didn't show up for jury duty, you must have, maybe you didn't get the message, but you're still going to go to jail if you don't act now and pay this amount of money. So of course you want to fight that urgency to act right away. Don't let anyone pressure you into acting without thinking, okay? This applies to someone on the phone, someone who shows up at your door, someone who emails you, someone who texts you, social media message from someone claiming maybe to be an old friend that you haven't heard from until out of the blue, here she is or here he is. Nothing is so urgent that you're going to miss out if you act right now. You're going to end the communication if the person starts to pressure you. Check out the situation on your own. Maybe you've heard of the grandparent scam, and I'm sure all of you have, if not many of you. Who here has grandkids or nieces or nephews? Everyone has someone they care about, and scammers bank on that. Let's go ahead and go to the next slide. They're going to, okay, and this is a business impersonation scam. And we have a text that an Idahoan received alleging unusual activity on their Amazon account. Okay, this is a real common one now. This could just as easily been an email stating that the person's account was compromised. Unfortunately, people have their accounts compromised, hacked, etc. every day. If you receive a message like this that concerns you, never, ever, ever click on those links. Just don't do it. Never call the phone number if they list one. Don't call that one. Always look up the correct phone number, the correct information the notification is claiming to be from, and contact them that way. Go ahead to the next slide. Scammers are going to ask for personal information, like your social security number. They want your digits. They want your social security number. They want your credit card number. They want your Medicare number. They want your bank account number, and they want your birthday. This happens a lot when scammers impersonate government entities, such like I say, Social Security, the IRS, law enforcement. Providing personal info to scammers greatly increases your risk of experiencing identity theft. So please never give it out to anyone. I don't care who they say they are. I don't care how authoritarian their voice is or how frightening they may sound. You must take a second to think about this, okay? Providing personal information to scammers, again, it will only get you into trouble unless you know with 100% certainty who you are dealing with. Don't give your information to anyone. In general, most government agencies won't initiate contact by phone, okay? They're just not going to do that. So be aware. Scammers can spoof numbers. It can look like the number is actually coming from the sheriff's office or from the IRS, okay? Don't trust caller ID. Some people say, well, Renee, you know, it had a 208 number on it, so I thought it was a local number. That means nothing. Criminals can easily spoof those numbers to make it look like they're calling from a real number. So please don't trust that. If you think a government agency or business might be trying to contact you, hang up. Just hang up. Verify the real phone number in the phone book or online, then initiate contact yourself, okay? What if you did give personal info? Of course, you're going to report that scam to the Federal Trade Commission online or by going to the website, okay? There is a lot of scams out there. There's Social Security imposter scams. According to the FTC, Social Security imposters were the top reported government imposter scam in 2022. Now it's more like the scammers are saying that they're calling from the sheriff's office, like I say, and you miss jury duty, and unless you pay up, you know, they've got a squad car waiting around the corner to come and pick you up and put you in jail. And although it sounds kind of silly to us, older people or younger people, many times younger people, really believe that. And so they do whatever they can to come up with that money. It's very sad. Scammers try to get you to provide your personal identifiable information like your social security number, or they ask for gift cards to pay. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Now scammers are giving people the last 4 digits of their social security number in an effort to gain the rest of the number from you. Don't fall for this, okay? Many of us have used our last 4 digits for identification purposes in the past, so it's easy for criminals to obtain those numbers. Just because someone has the last 4 digits doesn't mean that they are who they say they are. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. This talks about the government imposter scam. They're going to suspend your social security number on an immediate basis if you don't give them the number. They have an arrest warrant under your name, and you got to get back to me as soon as possible. Please don't do that. They give you all kinds of scary and suspicious threats. They're going to suspend your social security number. They're going to put you in jail, and finally they'll tell you to get back to me as soon as possible. Now, while I think many people might think this sounds fake, if a message like this catches you off guard, you might call them back. Your number is then identified as an active number, and the scammer then has the opportunity to try to convince you that the situation is real. Don't give them that opportunity. You know better. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, scammers want money, often by wire transfer, but mostly by gift cards, okay, or direct payment application. This is the 4th sign of a scam. Scammers want your money. If they don't get your money, they don't get paid. Idahoans reported losing 30.1 million to fraud last year. That amount has increased every year, and it will increase every year unless people get the information that they need to avoid becoming victims of scams. I don't know about you, but I don't have $500 laying around, or $5,000 just to hand over to a criminal. They want to be paid in very specific ways. Wire transfer sometimes, but that's kind of old school. Mostly they want gift cards. They're going to direct you where to purchase them. Okay, they're going to know where you live, so they're going to give you the places where you can purchase them, just around where you live, so you don't have to go too far out of your way. That's how much they know about you. They're going to tell you to read them the numbers on the back of the gift cards, and that's how they're going to get paid. And they're going to empty that card, and thereby emptying your bank account or your pocketbook. So when you hear the word gift card, don't walk away, just run away, because anytime gift card is mentioned, you know that this is a scam, okay? Gift cards are for birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, and like I say, any other kind of normal holiday. But if you hear gift card, go get us a gift card from this store or that store, please do not do that. Because it's untrackable and untraceable, and you're not going to get that money back. It's very unusual when you do. And if you do, you got to call them within, like, I don't know, 5 minutes. That's a window of time sometimes, if you call the number on the back of the card where the card has been purchased, or the number that they give you on the gift card. But that's highly unlikely, so don't count on it. Okay. Finally, scammers are on to the next big thing. And what do you think that is? That's crypto, okay? They want you to get involved and buy some crypto and feed that into their hopper. And anytime you hear the word any kind of crypto monies, please, it's always a scam. So please never go to that. Direct payment applications are becoming popular with scammers. That would include like Apple Pay, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. Finally, the thing all these payment methods have in common is that once you pay a scammer using one of them, like I say, it's almost impossible to recover their money. They'll threaten you with arrest if you don't pay. The real IRS or Social Security Administration will never threaten you. And whether it's federal, state, county, or local, they never accept payments by gift card. Okay, just think about it. Take a minute and think about it. It sounds very hinky, and that's because it is. Okay, so please don't ever go out and buy them.
Thank you, Renee. Is there anything at the, as we wrap up here, is there anything specific you haven't covered you think would be a last good note of information that somebody needs to know? And then we can take some questions as we end our next speaker.
Yes, indeed. I want to mention romance scams. They're kind of big on the horizon now. So really watch out for romance scams. As you can see, they're unexpected follow requests on Instagram. They're going to claim that they're in the military or related to the military, and they're going to use names that sound common, and they're always a very bad idea. In fact, that's a way that they get you into buying crypto. Okay, and so they're going to say it's a good investment, and that's a really bad situation. They're going to tell you to keep their conversation a secret. Don't tell anybody about this conversation, they're going to say, okay? And of course, they want you to keep it a secret so no one can talk you out of doing their bidding. Remember, these scams, if it sounds too good or too bad to be true, they usually are, okay? So keep that in mind. Hold on just one sec. Anything else? So let's remember, if you go to 6 signs of a scam, we're going to review a little bit, if you will. That's on page 15. There's going to be a surprise, kind of a sense of urgency or emergency. They're going to ask for your personal information. They're going to try hard to get your money. They're going to, again, it's keep it a secret. And if it sounds too good or too bad to be true, it usually is. Then next slide, just one more slide. Okay, so you have a little homework. All right, and what that is please tell everybody what you learn about these situations where you get to listen in on how to avoid being a victim of a scam. It's important that we take care of each other, and that's how we learn, okay? So that's very, very important. Next, and I'll hurry, I just wanted to let you know who all is involved with the Scam Jam, and of course that would be our office, that would be AARP, that would be the Better Business Bureau, Idaho Department of Finance, Boise Police Department, Idaho Department of Insurance, and of course that makes up all of the Idaho Scam Jam Alliance, and of course our office as well.